Lee was born Thomas Lee Bass on October 1962 in Athens, Greece, to father David Lee Thomas Bass, an American U.S. Army sergeant, and mother Vassiliki Voula Papadimitriou, a contestant on the 1957 Miss Greece beauty contest. He has a younger sister Athena who is also a drummer. When Lee was approximately 2 years old, his father moved the family back to the United States, settling in California. Lee received his first drumsticks when he was 4 years old, and his first proper drum kit when he was a teenager. He dropped out of high school to pursue a career in music, starting with the LA club band Sweet 19. His main drumming influences are John Bonham, Tommy Aldridge, Alex Van Halen, and Terry Bozzio. In the late 1970s, Lee's band Sweet 19 was a regular on the Sunset Strip Club circuit in Los Angeles, along with other up-and-coming acts such as Van Halen and Quiet Riot. He became acquainted with bassist Nikki Sixx, whose bands Sister and later London played the same circuit. Sixx was forming a theatrical band that borrowed heavily from Sister's fusion of occult imagery with a theatrical heavy metal performance, and became a fan of Lee's drumming. It was during this time period that Lee dropped his surname and earned the nickname T-Bone due to his 6 feet 2.5 height and his lean physique. When London finally broke up in 1981, Lee and Sixx decided to form a new group together. Shortly afterward, guitarist Mick Mars joined the band. Seeking a charismatic frontman, Lee mentioned to the others a singer Vince Neil, whom he had known casually in high school. Neil soon joined the group, and Mötley Crüe was formed. Mötley Crüe quickly built a strong fan base and released its debut album Too Fast for Love in 1981 on its own independent label. Elektra Records decided to sign the band shortly thereafter, reissuing the debut in 1982. The band then began a string of hit releases throughout the decade: 1983's Shout at the Devil, 1985's Theater of Pain, 1987's Girls, 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 and 1989's Dr. Feelgood, establishing the quartet as one of the biggest hard rock metal bands of the 1980s. Lee used several memorable gimmicks during his drum solos at concerts, such as having his entire kit revolving and spinning, or having the entire kit float above the crowd while he continued to play. He was noted for mooning the crowd at nearly every show. The band was known for its decadent behavior both on and off stage, often consuming excessive amounts of drugs such as cocaine, heroin, pills, and alcohol. The duo of Lee and Sixx are called the Terror Twins. In 2004, Lee reunited with the original Mötley Crüe lineup to release the double-disc anthology album entitled Red, White, and Crüe, which went quadruple platinum, and launched a monumental reunion tour to support it, the Red, White, and Crüe Tour 2005, Better Live Than Dead, the band's first tour in 6 years. Mötley Crüe finished the year at 8 on the top concert money earners list. It played 81 shows and grossed $33 million United States dollars according to Billboard Box Score. Lee came back once with Mötley Crüe to go on the Crüe's Greatest Hits tour in 1999. With the popularity of rap metal, he formed a band called Methods of Mayhem. The band released a self-titled album the same year and toured in support of it. Although Lee distanced himself from Mötley Crüe after splitting, he agreed to take part in the band's 2001 autobiography, The Dirt. In addition to Mötley Crüe and Methods of Mayhem, Lee has made guest appearances on albums by other artists such as Stuart Hamm, 9 Inch Nails, and Rob Zombie. He also contributed a song, Planet Boom, to the soundtrack of then-wife Pamela Anderson's 1996 movie Barbed Wire, and produced an album for the Pre-Goldfinger project from John Feldman and Simon Williams, the Electric Love Hogs. Lee parted ways with Methods of Mayhem partner Ty Lowe and began recording with members of Incubus. He then released his first solo album. The album 2002's Never a Dull Moment has tones of rap metal and electronica. The song Blue features guest vocalist Lee Sixx. In August 2002, Tommy Lee and his solo band joined Ozzfest main stage. In 2006, he formed a new band called Rockstar Supernova with Jason Newsted and Gilby Clarke. Lee released his autobiography Tommyland and his second solo album Tommyland The Ride in 2005. The CD featured as a soundtrack to the book and includes the singles Tryin' to Be Me, Good Times, which was the theme song to his reality TV series Tommy Lee Goes to College and Hello Again, which features Andrew McMahon from Something Corporate and Jax Mannequin. Lee was also a guest DJ at WXRK K-Rock in New York during the 4th of July Monster Metal Meltdown in 2005. In November 2007, it was announced by Nikki Sixx that Lee was no longer a member of Mötley Crüe. The drummer reportedly quit after the rest of the band sued his manager Carl Stubner for forcing Tommy to take part in reality TV shows, thus forcing the cancellation of a lengthy leg of Crüe tour dates in 2006. Lee had already quit once in September 2007 before returning to the band. Vince Neil denied the claims that Tommy Lee resigned from the band and said that Mötley Crüe would be going into the studio in January to start recording its new album. In the end, Lee did end up recording the new album Saints of Los Angeles and toured with the band in 2008 on its Crüe Fest tour. Tommy Lee's more recent artistic endeavors include touring as an electronic dance music DJ with his Methods of Mayhem DJ or production partner DJ Arrow. As DJ, they are also known as Electro Mayhem and clocked over 60 club dates as DJs throughout North America in 2007 alone, with stops in the Bahamas and Central America. Lee and Arrow debuted as DJ on the main stage at Ultra Music Festival during Winter Music Conference in 2004. Lee and Arrow began DJing together in 2000. In 2009, Lee appeared in select cities with Sharam, one half of Grammy-winning Deep Dish, accompanying Sharam live on the piano during his house DJ sets. Lee and DJ Arrow also accompanied Deadmau 5 in his 2011 Meowington Hacks tour. He played keyboards with Deftones at a benefit show for now-deceased bassist Chi Cheng in 2009. In 2014, Lee performed on the Smashing Pumpkins' Monuments to an Elegy album. That same year, he rejoined his Mötley Crüe bandmates for the group's farewell tour. As part of a legal agreement between the four band members, each signed a contract which would prevent any of them from ever touring under the Mötley Crüe moniker again, unless all members were involved. In 2022, Lee had a phone conversation with Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins just hours before the latter's death. It was reported that Lee was one of the last people to speak to Hawkins while he was still alive. Lee later appeared with Nikki Sixx in a tribute concert for Hawkins at Kia Forum in Inglewood, California on September 2022.